This video is going up a little bit later than I had hoped because with the Christmas rush, 2 discs that I had got lost in the post, which means that I went without a DVD subscription for about a week and a half because of the Christmas period and bank holidays. Slightly traumatizing. But here it is, the latest batch of DVDs and related mini reviews from my Cinema Paradiso subscription. We're starting off with 2 films that could not be more opposing. So the first one is Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. Basically the whole thing are these androids watching old film clips and giving a running commentary on it. Kind of like what you do when you're with your friends and you get together and you watch a film but you constantly comment on it and poke fun at it in a very fun way. It's yeah, it's creative, it's odd, it's different. It was alright. Then we have Mockingbird Don't Sing, as I said, very different film, based on a true story about a girl who basically for the first 13 years of her life was kept isolated and mentally tortured, and it's based on a true story, which is making it all the more harrowing. It's everything I hoped it would be, but I force myself to forget that it's based on truth because otherwise it's quite disturbing. 2 very different films here. So we have Life of Crime, which I watched first, Jennifer Aniston film. Very hard to define the genre. They define it as a comedy. I didn't really think it was that funny, but it wasn't really an action film. So I'm not sure where to place it, but I did enjoy it. And then we have A Map of the World, which is sensational. I got it because I love Julianne more, but Sigourney Weaver completely stole this film. She is amazing in this. It's about a mother who goes through something tragic and then she finds herself in quite a lot of trouble. It's everything I hoped it would be, and I can't recommend either of them enough, but I definitely think A Map of the World is the stronger of the 2 films. Next up, here we have a film called Miss Violence. On her 11th birthday, a girl commits suicide, and then a dark secret begins to unravel as we find out why that happened. It's a Greek foreign film, very good. I love foreign films, they're very easy to follow, I find, much more than one would expect. Kind of a very dark film. Then we have one miscalled the 2003 version. The 2008 version was, I think, the first horror I ever saw in the cinema. So I thought I'd check this one out. Yeah, it wasn't as scary, not as good, but still pretty much worth a watch. So finally I watched the others, and it was fantastic as everybody told me it would be. I just love the whole children and paranormal mix, and I think it was set in a really nice time as well, so it was very enjoyable. And then we have Scar Tissue, which is about a murder, and it just wasn't what I hoped it would be. Sony was the first film that I watched in 2018, which is kind of special because my all-time favourite film is Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is based on Thomas Becket Prest's A String of Pearls, which was heavily inspired by the Scottish cannibal legend of Sawney Bean. Quite a good film, obviously a lot more modern than the time-old legend, but very graphic as well, a lot more gruesome than Sweeney Todd itself. The Scapegoat is wonderful. If you haven't read the Daphne du Maurier novel yet, I strongly recommend that you do. It's about 2 men who meet by chance and they look identical and they somehow find themselves in each other's shoes. Both very good but very different films. And the last 2 for this video. First up we have Satan's Little Helper, set on Halloween. It's about a guy dressed up as Satan and he starts to do evil things. It's kind of cheesy and cliche, but it's a good laugh, if I'm allowed to say that. And then we have Sanitarium, more recent 2013 film, and it's a collection of stories told from a psychiatrist about these different mental patients that he's seen over the years. Very different stories, but they kind of come together quite nicely, I feel. And if you've seen this, did you at any point think Tim Burton? Visually, I kind of feel like the director was going for that element at one point. I'm not sure, I couldn't find the director on Twitter, so I can't ask. But yes, both very good films. I think I preferred Sanitarium. Thank you for watching this. If you've seen any of these films, as always, I'd love to know what you think of them and if you agree or not with any of my views. And also, I'm always open to new suggestions, particularly for horrors and thrillers that involve children, not possessed children, but children who are going through a difficult time, because I find they're the most emotive and the most emotional. And also anything about amnesia or memory difficulties. For anything else, let me know, I'll add it to my list, and I'll speak to you all next time.